performed by the United States Air Force Band of the Golden West and sponsored by the General Telephone Company of California.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to our Associate's Conductor. Please give a hearty welcome to Technical Sergeant Dennis B. Sibley. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, would you please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem? Thank you. Welcome again and good evening. We're the United States Air Force Band of the Golden West, all the way from March Air Force Base near Riverside, California. I've got to tell you, we've gone through a lot today to be able to make it up here and perform for you tonight, but I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. We'd like to open up tonight's concert with a slight change to the program. This is by the Russian composer, Nicholas Rimsky-Korsakov. It is from his opera Malata, and it's entitled Procession of the Nobles. As I mentioned earlier, you all wouldn't believe what we've gone through to make it up here to perform for you tonight. There happens to be a flu bug kind of going around Riverside, and you'll notice that the band is probably a little smaller if you've counted up how many people are in the band on your program. If you all are good program readers, you've done that already, right? And we are short by about 8 people in the band. The flu has hit all the way from the youngest person in the band all the way up to our commander and conductor. Sergeant Sibley was notified this morning that he was going to have to conduct. He has had no rehearsal, little notice, and he has just done a superb job so far in the first number, and the rest of the concert is going to be better. And because of the lack of a few key personnel, we've had to change the program around quite a bit, and I will announce these changes. The next thing that we're going to perform for you was written by Johann Sebastian Bach. And it's not surprising that Bach became a musician because he had more than 200 musical ancestors in his family. Also, during his lifetime, he was better known as a performer and a musician than as a composer. But in his lifetime, he wrote over 300 cantatas. This time we'd like to perform for you cantata number 147, Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. And to read over this, would you please welcome from March Air Force Base, Lieutenant Colonel Dennis P. Cabrera.
Shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you this day in the city of David is born a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God on the highest, and on earth peace and goodwill toward men. To pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them.
You'll hear more from the Colonel later on in the program. But we perform the music of the 1700s. We now like to come up to more popular and recent type of music. There are several standards in Christmas type music that are played a lot, and we'd like to do one of them now. One, of course, was Mel Torme's Christmas song, and this one is entitled very simply, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. To perform it on trumpet solo, I'd like to introduce you to a young man, well, not really a young man, kind of like the elder statesman of the band. Well, this guy could be the grandfather of everybody here on stage. Would you please welcome, from Youngstown, Ohio, Master Sergeant Thomas V. Tim Bowen. I neglected to mention that Tim also holds a position in our band of Squadron First Sergeant, and he's done a lot of things for us. He's also the non-commissioned officer in charge of our jazz band. Another round of applause, please, for a very talented young man, talented grandfather, I guess, Master Sergeant Tim Bowen. Well, no Christmas program would be complete without one of the most famous Christmas songs of all time, written by Leroy Anderson, entitled Sleigh Ride. Of course, what would a sleigh ride be without the accompaniment of a horse? And our horse tonight comes all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii, Airman First Class Stanley Sakamoto. There are many great stories that go along with Christmas, and one of the most tender and sincere of them all tells us the story of a young boy that wanted to visit the Christ child. He wanted to present the Christ child with a gift, but all he could do was sing a song. And he actually didn't sing it, he actually played it on his drums. So at this time, we'd like to perform for you the Carol of the Drum. Thank you, the Carol of the Drum. Don't get alarmed that some people stepped off stage, because as you can see, they're coming right back on. And as I mentioned earlier, we're winging it tonight as far as what we're going to do because of the personnel shortage that we have. And there's been a group of musicians that have been performing a little bit around bass, doing some Christmas caroling for us. And everybody knows what a trombone looks like, right? It's not the most musical looking instrument, right? Well, it has to be a very beautiful sounding instrument. We'd like to bring out a trombone choir to perform for you several Christmas carols. They're going to do Hark the Herald Angels Sing, Silent Night, and Jingle Bells. Would you please welcome the Air Force Band of the Golden West Trombone Choir. Boy, this morning when we were waiting for calls from the hospital to see who would be able to come and perform, we were scrambling around, hey, what can we do? We can change these parts around and stuff like that. The leader of that group came up and said, hey, I've got some guys who would like to perform, and they've done just a marvelous job for you tonight. Please welcome back our trombone choir, Staff Sergeant Steve Rosemergy, Airman of First Class Scott Pfluger, Airman of First Class Jason Fisher, and Senior Airman Todd Thatcher. This time also, I'd like to recognize a young man in the band that this is kind of like his premiere performance with us. He spent about 6 months with our rock band out of March before joining the concert band, and because we didn't know he'd be performing these concerts, we didn't get him in on the program. So would you please welcome on guitar and percussion from Lake Charles, Louisiana, Staff Sergeant Ken Brooks. Also in the band, we've got a birthday boy. He doesn't know we're going to do anything about it. We'd just like to mention that tomorrow is our Principal French Hornet's birthday. Airman of First Class Mark Lumley will be 26 years old. Mark? His wife, who is sitting out in the audience, Monica. Where you at, Monica? Yeah, right in the center. She's the one that told us about that. So Monica, that's who you need to talk to. Also, we'd like to thank the sponsors for this evening at this time. It takes a lot of work to put on a concert. It's not like we just drive around and say, hey, there's an auditorium, let's set up and play and hope people show up. This started with a phone call back probably about May or April of this year to try and work it into our scheduling book. And the man that's in charge of the auditorium here, Dave Caulfield, and the Oxnard Civic Auditorium are our sponsors for tonight. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Dave, we thank you very much for letting us come out and doing some Christmas joy for the town of Oxnard. And as you all know, it's an absolutely beautiful auditorium, and it's being filmed tonight, actually videotaped. It's going to be broadcast on cable TV Channel 6 on Saturday and Sunday, December 20th and 21st, and also on Christmas Day, December 25th. We're not sure exactly what time, so check your local listings to see you can see the band again if you'd like. And I'd also like to thank the crew of this beautiful auditorium that they help us set things up. They give us a beautiful grand piano and this just beautiful sound system. It's wonderful. Brad, thank you very much. Well, we'd like to get back to the music now. Dennis is standing over in the wings. I cannot say enough about this talented young man. Like I say, he was notified this morning. He has had zero amount of rehearsal, and he has just put it all together. So if there's one person that is responsible for the music you're hearing tonight, it is our Associate Conductor, Technical Sergeant Dennis Sibley. We're going to do a medley of Christmas songs put together by Leroy Anderson. This is entitled A Christmas Festival. Bet you can't guess who's coming back out. Well, there are many stories that go along with Christmas that you can tell to children as kind of bedtime stories so that they go to bed and don't bother you about when Santa's going to come and all that. One of the most wonderful of them all tells a story about the littlest angel. This time we'd like to invite back Lieutenant Colonel Cabrera to narrate this for you. Please.
The littlest angel was exactly 4 years, 6 months, 5 days, 7 hours, and 42 minutes of age when he presented himself to the gatekeeper and waited for admittance to the glorious kingdom of God. Tried to pretend that he wasn't at all afraid, but his lower lip trembled, and a tear ran down to the very tip of his small, freckled nose. He also sniffed. A most unangelic sound which so unnerved the gatekeeper that he did something he had never done before. He blotted the page. From that moment on, the heavenly peace was never quite the same, and the littlest angel soon became the despair of all the heavenly host. His shrill, ear-splitting whistle resounded at all hours through the golden streets, and he sang off-key at the singing practice of the heavenly choir. And being so small that it seemed to take him twice as long to get to nightly prayers, the littlest angel always arrived late, and always knocked everyone's wings askew as he darted into place. It was first whispered among the seraphim and cherubim, and then said loud among the angels and archangels that he didn't even look like an angel. They were all quite correct. He didn't. His halo was permanently tarnished where he had held onto it when he ran, and he was always running. Even when he stood still, it was always slipping down over his right eye or over his left eye, or just for pure meanness, slipping off the back of his head and rolling away down some golden street just so he'd have to chase after it. Yes, and it must be here recorded that his wings were neither useful nor ornamental. All paradise held its breath when the littlest angel perched himself like a fledgling sparrow on the very edge of a gilded cloud and prepared to take off. He would teeter this way and that way. But after much coaxing and a few false starts, he would shut both of his eyes, hold his freckled nose, count up to 303, and then hurl himself slowly into space. However, owing to the regrettable fact that he always forgot to move his wings, the littlest angel always fell head over halo. It was also reported, and never denied, that when he was nervous, which was most of the time, he bit his wingtips. Now, anyone can easily understand why the littlest angel would sooner or later have to be disciplined. And so, on an eternal day, in an eternal month, in the year eternal, he was directed to present himself before an angel of the peace. The littlest angel combed his hair, dusted his wings, and scrambled into an almost clean robe, and then with a heavy heart trudged his way to the place of judgment. He removed his halo and breathed upon it heavily. Then polished it upon his robe and tiptoed in. The understanding angel looked down at the small culprit and chuckled. "So you're the one who's been making heaven so unheavenly. Come here, little one. Tell me about it." And suddenly, almost before he knew it, the littlest angel was perched on the lap of the understanding angel and was explaining how very difficult it is for a boy who suddenly finds himself an angel. Yes, he'd swung 3 times on the golden gates, but that was just for something to do. That was the whole trouble. There wasn't anything for a small angel to do. And he was very homesick. Oh, not that paradise wasn't beautiful, but the earth was beautiful too. And wasn't it created by God himself? Why, there were trees to climb and brooks to fish and caves to play pirate chief. A swimming hole and sun and rain and dark and dawn and thick brown dust so soft and warm beneath your feet. The understanding angel smiled, and in his eyes was a long-forgotten memory of another small boy long ago. Then he asked the littlest angel, what would make him most happy in paradise? There was a box. I left it under my bed back home. If only I could have that, he whispered. The understanding angel nodded his head. You shall have it, he promised. And a fleet-winged heavenly messenger was instantly dispatched to bring the box to paradise. Then it came to pass that Jesus, the Son of God, was to be born as the glorious tidings spread through paradise. All the angels rejoiced. The angels and archangels, the seraphim and cherubim, the gatekeeper, the wingmaker, yes, even the halosmith, put aside their usual tasks to prepare their gifts for the blessed infant. All but the littlest angel. He sat down on the golden stairs and waited for inspiration. The time of the miracle was very close at hand when the littlest angel at last decided on his gift. Then on that day of days, he proudly brought it from its hiding place behind a cloud, and humbly, with downcast eyes, placed it before the throne of God. It was only a small, rough, unsightly box, but inside were all those wonderful things that even a child of God could treasure. A small, rough, unsightly box, lying among all those other glorious gifts from all the angels in paradise. Gifts of such rare and breathtaking beauty that heaven and all the universe were lighted by the mere reflection of their glory. And when the littlest angel saw this, he suddenly wished he could take back his shabby gift. It was ugly. It was worthless. If only he could hide it from the sight of God before it was even noticed, but it was too late. The hand of God moved slowly over all the bright array of shining gifts, then paused, then dropped, then came to rest on the lowly gift of the littlest angel. The littlest angel trembled as the box was opened, and there before the eyes of God and all his heavenly host was what he offered to the Christ child. And what was his gift to the blessed infant? Well, there was a butterfly with golden wings captured one bright summer day. A sky blue egg from a bird's nest and 2 white stones found on a muddy riverbank. where he and his friends had played like small brown beavers. At the bottom of the box was a limp, tooth-marked leather strap, once worn as a collar by his dog. The littlest angel wept hot, bitter tears, for now he knew that instead of honoring the Son of God, he had given him nothing. Why had he ever thought that this box was so wonderful? Why had he dreamed that such utterly useless things would be loved by the blessed infant? In frantic terror, he turned to run and hide from the divine wrath of the Heavenly Father, but he stumbled and fell into the very foot of the heavenly throne. There was a dreadful silence in the celestial city, a silence complete and undisturbed, save for the heartbroken sobbing of the littlest angel. Then suddenly the voice of God, like divine music, rose and swelled through paradise. And the voice of God spoke, saying, "Of all the gifts of all the angels, I find that this small box pleases me most. Its contents are of earth and men, and my son is born to be king of both. These are the things my son too will know and love and cherish, and then leave behind him when his task is done. I accept this gift in the name of the child Jesus, born of Mary this night in Bethlehem." There was a breathless pause, and then the rough, unsightly box of the littlest angel began to glow. The light became a radiant brilliance that blinded the eyes of all the angels. None but the littlest angel saw it rise from its place before the throne of God, and only he watched it shed its clear, white, beckoning light over a stable where the child was born. There it shone, first on that night of miracles, and its light was reflected down the centuries, deep in the heart of all mankind. Yet earthly eyes, blinded too by its splendor, could never know that that lowly gift of the littlest angel was what all men would call forever the shining star of Bethlehem.
Christmas means many things to many people. It's a time of families, friends, and acquaintances getting together. And it's also a time for introspection and thinking about the things that we're very grateful for. One of the things that I'm sure we're all very proud of as Americans is our freedom as Americans. And at this time, we'd like to do a medley of patriotic songs put together by our staff arranger, Staff Sergeant Alan Yankee. And to sing this, would you please welcome all the way from Bournemouth, England, Airman First Class Jason Fisher singing Pride in America.
This is my country, land of my birth. This is my country, grandest on earth. I pledge thee my allegiance America, the ball. This is my country to have and to hold. With me this time. This is my country, land of my birth. This is my country, grandest on earth. I can't hear you. I pledge thee my allegiance, America, the ball. This is my country to have and to hold, to have, to hold. So you can't sing. I'm gonna have some Dixieland for you. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New, from the redwood forests to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking, that golden valley, oh, this land was made for you and me. Let's hear it for the Dixie players. This land was made for you and me. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let free the hovering, let free the Now it's time for you to put your hands together. Can you hear 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Some hand aerobics. Yeah. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever peacefully wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true, neath the red, white, and blue, with its never a boast or brag. But should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on that grand old flag. I want you to make a bit more noise, go a bit faster. 1, 2, 1. Whoa, I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. A real live nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I've got that Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle went to London just to ride a pony. I am that Yankee Doodle boy, let's hear it. Oh, I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. A real life nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I've got that Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle went to London just to ride a pony. Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. Asked him if he'd like some ice cream, said he'd have spumoni. I am that Yankee
Do you like Jason? Would you like to hear a little more of him? Jason's backstage going, no. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we've really kind of put together a few things. Is the mic not working again? Is that what's going on? As I mentioned, we have just put together a few things kind of on a wing and a prayer. And Jason offered to sing a song with just piano accompaniment. It's one of the most beautiful Christmas songs ever written. It was written by Mr. Mel Torme about 45 years ago. So to sing the Christmas song accompanied by Airman First Class Steve Mowry on piano, please welcome back Jason Fisher.
Just give me one moment, I'll just get myself set. Thank you. Sorry, I'm English. I don't know these American songs. I'm just getting used to them. Just pull this out. I'm ready. Are you ready? Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows some turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded up with toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to Steve Mowry on piano. Well, there's all marvelous things. Good things have to come to an end. And to end this, we're going to try and get through a sing-along. Are you with me? Are you with me? Come on, you can do better than that. We're going to start off with Jingle Bells. And I want to hear you, because you need to help me, because I've never done this before. Is that true? He's not paying any attention. Okay. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to ride, sing a sleighing song tonight. Here it is. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Did you enjoy that? Thank you. Hark the herald angels sing. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to thy newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joy for all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With the angelic host proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Give yourself a round of applause. That was very good. I want to hear. Come on. You're getting better. We've got 2 more to go. Oh, little town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above the deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight. Recognize this one? I'm going to sing with you, then I'm going to go away. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Now's your last chance. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. I think you deserve a round of applause, these people out here. Weren't they great? Weren't they?
Hey, it's towards the end of the concert. We're kind of laid back and relaxed. Would you like to hear one more? Okay. Because there's a quick story behind this. We all know that John Philip Sousa was the March King. He wrote in his lifetime over 136 marches. But it's a little known fact that the most famous march of all that he wrote was actually a Christmas march. Now, bear with me on this. The first word in it is stars, and of course the three wise men follow the star, right? And the third word is stripes, and candy canes, of course, have stripes. And that all adds up to the Stars and Stripes Forever. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you all. Good night. Drive careful going home.
This program has been sponsored by the General Telephone Company of California.